Start it up.
Welcome to If They Won't Listen's episode 9. Dante's tired. Chris is looking at his phone, and our guest didn't show up. So that's where I'm
Wasn't
at.
looking at my phone. I had something else going on here.
Your monitor's that low? You have to look that low to look at your monitor?
That's a really good intro. I like that. That's probably my favorite of the series.
It's a laptop because I ain't got that kind of money. I'm still trying to figure out how you do having a kid and with your job, and I'm
What do you mean? You're just trying to
making
figure out
good
how
fucking
to-
money, overtime and shit all the time, and I don't have enough money to go buy or build
Okay.
$4,000.
I'm not gonna.
We already.
I've got no. So you guys wanted to clash like you wanted to a few minutes ago. I take the fucking headphones on not to listen to it. So I've got a $300 laptop deal.
Yeah.
Yes, I have
Yeah,
to look down
Rick,
at
Ricky, why don't we shit on him instead
I
of...
don't even have to.
it. Shit on me. I'll just close the window and go home.
7 months ago, this is my $300 laptop, and I've owned 10 of them in 11 years, and they're pieces of junk only because they're disposable.
That's why you buy one $3,000 laptop.
That's why you buy one $3,000 laptop, and not buy rather, but build. Because if you put in, and I'm not fucking with you. If you go on Amazon and show me any PC, and show me the specs, and we compare for a gaming processing rig, what's going on? You can't buy mine.
Talk about laptops,
$7 grand. I'm aware, but we're not talking about laptops.
We are talking about laptops because that was the whole point.
Just brought up mine. I didn't make him do that.
And
Chris.
the other reason it looks like I'm looking down is because I had to stick my camera up on top of the other monitor behind my laptop so it wouldn't catch the glare from the window, and so it would catch me somewhat centered.
I don't care what you do.
Then why the fuck were you talking about it and running off with it just because you can? Never mind.
Well, you started.
You guys, I'm going home.
You started. You're already home. Shut up. You started perplexed at me having finances. Okay, they pay you a crazy amount of taxes.
That was not perplexed. That was, and I did. My whole point was the point. That wasn't part of it. That was not a main point.
That wasn't the main point?
No, it was not. That was
subjugating points.
That was me saying, "Don't fuck with me about my laptop."
Chris over here
I ain't got it
primary
like that.
points. He's not even talking about what he's trying to talk about.
I have other things to worry about, like a car payment and
I bought my car. It was $2,000.
Child support and
$2,000 of tools I fix it with.
Yeah, how's that working out for you?
Great. My car's got 250,000 miles, and it drives better than everyone's piece of shit. Because guess what? I hear noise, and I pop my trunk, and I grab some tools, and I diagnose it, and I fix it.
I got a better one for you. Mine doesn't have any of those problems.
It will. Everything ages, and I bought one that's already well aged.
And lights and oil.
Mine is settled into age, and then you'll lose a timing belt or a head gasket, and be like, "What is that? How much is that?" All that's taken care of on mine. Changing my head gasket next summer. I'm gonna pull the whole motor out myself. I already have my timing belt changed. All of my drivetrain has been gone through. New clutch, freaking transmission's in good health. The linkage in the shifter's a little fucked, but you push the clutch twice or you jam it in. It's fine for now. So, and it did the car drives great. Like I said.
How many people that watch this are going to listen to you say that and shake their heads?
Anyone who knows how to drive a car knows it's not a big deal. Gears sometimes don't accept the shifter. It's there's little plastic.
Double clutching is something you should only have to do in a tractor trailer, not
Hey,
a Subaru. If you have to double clutch a Subaru, there's a problem, dude.
I'm not double clutching a Subaru because I have to. I'm double clutching a Subaru because it's easier. Like when I'm taking a corner and I go into a corner at 75 and it's a hairpin, I go into it at 4th at low RPMs, dump to 3rd, but double clutch. So I come out of 4th, starting the double clutch, enter the corner, past the point of no return where the traction is no longer a right angle. So like if you enter a corner fast and then cut a right angle, you lose traction and slide off the road. But if you enter a corner with a proper, you know what I mean, centrifugal force that's equal, and you come out of the gear in the beginning, and halfway through you dump into a lower gear with high RPMs and send your traction through the roof by fucking, you know what I mean? Dropping that
Driving
clutch.
since before you were born. I'm pretty sure I know how to do that.
I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying that in that instance, I double clutch in corners more than anything because I don't want to ride the clutch in the whole corner. I don't want to accelerate through the whole corner. That's in fact unsafe. You slow into corners, you speed
Going
out of corners.
70 on a hairpin is not particularly safe in the first place.
It's not my fault. Vermont made the roads 50. I'm allowed to do 55 and a 50, and I use that same logic all the way up to 70. So fuck you.
Ricky, you got to make it so I can screen share.
Why? What are you trying to screen share? You're gonna get us pushed off YouTube. You know how big of a bitch that
I'm
was?
I'm not gonna get you pushed off YouTube. I'm trying to show you something.
But what are you trying to show me?
Well, you'll see.
That's not how this shit works. We're on a live recording. We don't just get
I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to show you something that you can't put on YouTube. I know the rules.
I got to do it. And what happened was YouTube denied the video. And I had to cut 18 minutes out of the video.
Because you were showing people dying.
I don't think I think it was just showing, but
you were showing people dying.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. That's not. There's a reason you can only find that in certain places, and the reason a lot of people frown on that. I mean, it is what it is, but that's why it got cut.
There's no option next to your name to allow you to share.
It says host disabled attendee screen sharing.
I didn't do it.
I've got a share screen. I can do it.
There's a hot no when I try to do it.
The settings at the bottom of my screen, and this is terrible content. I don't want to be talking about this, but is one participant can share at a time, and I have no more settings than that. I'm like I said, I already hit record. There's no settings I can change. You can't change parameters once you record it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, how the hell am I going to show you?
Well, we could have talked about this before. I'm pretty sure.
I didn't know. I just thought about this.
Yeah. Well, you're late.
Okay, go to. What are you talking about? I'm late.
You're late.
I thought might be late.
No, then your consciousness is behind.
Shut the fuck. Chris, I need you to do something for me. Share your screen.
And just as it is.
Well, go to Reddit.
No, we're not. Reddit is totally not. We're not.
Go to r/sync pissers.
Oh my god! What? No one.
On Reddit.
We just don't. We don't.
I'm not sure. I want to know.
Look, there's no pictures on. There's no. You don't need to worry about pictures. All right, you're not gonna see anyone with their schlong hanging out. I just want to educate the masses.
Just for people who
for people.
Why are you trying to educate the masses of it?
Okay, well, because there's this group of people. And Ricky and I have talked about this, I think, before work. However brief. 17 of them are online. Maybe we can chat with them. They piss in the sink.
No. I don't want to watch that. I'm good.
We don't need to watch it.
No,
we don't need to watch it happening. We don't even know if they're pissing currently.
Oh, apology. Well, if they're not pissing currently, they got another medical issue they're going to have to deal with at some point.
All right, Chris, let's go deep into the philosophical understanding of your life. You ready?
Shut the fuck up. We're talking about sink pissers.
No one wants to talk about sink pissers. Even the retarded parts of my personality are like,
I don't even want to piss in the sink. Why would I want to?
Well, look, they have this thing called the Mile High Club, and it's the same thing as what you're thinking of, except you got to piss in the airplane sink.
It sounds like people have just flown too many times, and they're trying to make up new ways to not be bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they also piss in the sink at their house and like in Chili's.
So boring.
You ever go to Chili's and look at the sink and it's yellow? That's what's going on.
You want to know what's fun? I can't get in trouble.
Never going to Chili's again.
My favorite old time activity.
Hear that, Chili's? He just fucked all that up for you.
Load a BB gun and shoot people. Man, that's the best. Hide in the bush. Little Daisy BB gun and just. It's more fun than that. More fun than that.
Ready
I
for
mean,
a
there
beer.
are a lot of things more fun than shooting people with BB guns.
I don't know. You're not picking the right people.
Maybe that's true.
I don't shoot every person. That takes the fun away. Yeah,
You gotta be selective with the people you shoot with.
As I'm dying, I'm never gonna forget that moment during like I don't know, the first or the second mass murder that was ever recorded by the guy doing it that I had seen. I think it was the New Zealand one. The point in that video where the guy has already killed like 45 people and stayed true to his Zombieland statistics, which he definitely watched a bunch because he double tapped them all.
Rule 1, cardio. Rule 2, double tap. For those of you who have never seen
he
Zombieland.
had both. He was good. Asshole, but well tacticized. And
You wanted to make sure they weren't coming back.
yeah, dude, the motherfucker's got 40 bodies under him. Okay, he's still got guns. He's in the car shooting people through windshields, and he stops at a crosswalk on the way to kill more. I'm saying Muslims, but it was a mosque type religion. I don't know if it was Muslim. I'm not trying to be insensitive to the dead people.
We can't talk about sink pissers, but we can talk about we can talk about the shooter man
is nor
like
has
Zombieland.
Sink Pistons has not nor will it ever be a national global news story. The New Zealand mass murder that happened like 2 years ago, that global and the dude recorded it and he framed a streamer. Like it was insane. I woke up one morning, my home, it was like, yo, some dude fucking killed like 50 people in New Zealand with an AR, and it's like, oh, that's good for ARs. I bet you I get to keep these high capacity magazines. No, I don't. And it's just it's insane. It's insane. The big one was Las Vegas. That dude who was up in the hotel room and just sent magazines out to the masses. That guy fucked up gun laws for a long time.
Yeah, that guy's not great. I don't like him.
He's like the Florida guy who went to the gay bar. He's a dick. He's a dick.
I'm still mad about the dude who took out Dimebag Darrell.
Who the fuck is Dimebag Darrell?
Yeah, fuck that guy, dude. Seriously. Dimebag Darrell is one of the guys from Pantera.
No, but yeah. Yeah, that was stupid. It turns out it was a guy who was in the service who was pissed off because Dimebag Darrell left Pantera. Oh, no, he was pissed off because Phil left Pantera. And then Dimebag and everybody else got somebody else to form Damage Plan. And he was mad about that, so he killed Darrell.
Speaking of piss, Pantera made a song. Pantera made a song called
"Walk Off," right?
The last song Pantera made that I know of was called "Piss," right?
Who is Pantera?
It was about the guy that
shot.
And
my God. At least Dante knows who Pantera is.
I don't like that bang bang music you do, Chris. You can keep those deer skins strapped over fucking wheels. I keep my wheels on cars. Okay.
What the hell is bang bang music? We're talking about metal. Is that what you're talking about?
That's double bang bang music. I was insulting rock, not metal.
You don't like rock?
I like all genres of music, to be completely honest.
No,
I especially
clearly
respect
not.
them.
I don't get into that bang bang music. You strapping, I don't know what the fuck you were talking about, deer skins and wheels, and you're just.
Do you know how a drum is made, dildo?
No, because now you're just purposely trying to be abrasive, is what the problem is.
I don't know how drums are made. I use a drum machine. So I don't play real drums. I finger drum.
The first drums were animal skins, tanned and hide and stretched over a wheel.
Finger drum.
That was hollow.
This is my drum machine. These are my drums. That's how I do it.
Sounds like there's a very unhappy dragon.
It happens.
It does. I gotta get this bitch plugged back in, I actually gotta send this thing in. This thing's seen a little bit of damage. I don't know why it has MIDI inputs. Not sure what you use that for.
All right. So what are we going to talk about besides sink pissers? And apparently Chris didn't want deer jokes about how drums are made.
Well, I thought the sink pissers was gonna carry us through.
Totally not. It's not. So we're going to have to prevail and find a new subject.
I couldn't care less about the
Alright.
drums and all that. I'm just saying, don't be a dick.
Can we talk
I
about?
realize that's your
maybe
name and all, but don't be a dick.
Like, that's so...
Let's talk about the guy.
You started the episode on this tone, Chris. Do we need to go back in the recording? Because, like, I actually have a recording. He said what he wanted the tone to be. You stepped on said tone, and I delivered an equal tone. But let's move past this. Which way are you most comfortable with yourself dying? Like, and I don't mean this existentially. I don't care about your sad lives. I'm more depressed than both of you. I win the life is worse game. So calm down.
Yeah, you're
But-
so
The
flushed
Life
that
is
your eyes are
Worse
brown.
game. What the hell is that?
It's the game that gives you such relativity. You're happier than everyone else.
It's another way for him to open the door to
It's
argument.
another way where he's
and
just better than us, or
no,
he
he's
has
just
some
trying to
sort of,
open the
like,
door
high
to
ground.
controversy right now because that's what he wants.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to open the door to shit. I was just curious, which way are you
That's
most
what he
comfortable
does.
dying? Like,
You're-
is it meteor hitting the earth and blowing us up? Your happiest way out because you have no part of it. Is you getting in a car and it just being hit really quick? Your fastest way out is do you have the stereotypical just die in your sleep? Like,
Well, I can't imagine anything prolonged would be pleasant. So
None
yeah,
of
no,
those were
let's not go
prolonged.
that route. Let's try quick and painless. I'm
Shot to
down.
the back of the
Because
head.
after it happens, I'm not gonna give a fuck. I'm gonna be dead.
yeah, that's what you think, and then you're gonna be like reverberated and
Execution line.
reverberated was not the word. You're gonna
No,
be
probably not.
We could talk
resurrected.
all about reverb.
There was an R. I don't know. Ugh.
I know a lot about reverb.
If you were gonna be resurrected though, like I think that there's a damn good chance that your consciousness starts instantly again the second it's fully gone here. Like, dying takes a little bit almost all the time, and even when it doesn't, your brain still lives for a few minutes after. Like, probably not if it's exploded, but even then,
That's the double tap.
energy can't be destroyed. Like, that is a fact.
Yeah.
But the confusing thing is that we can't equivocate what consciousness is. In a way, the cells that hold memories in our brain are the same cells as the rest of our body. And so then some scientists I've heard the question say, well, why doesn't the rest of our body hold memories? Like, why don't we remember how that time we slapped someone on our hand? That's like, well, we kind of do. Like, you can map the memory with the senses that were used in the memory. That's a thing. Mnemonic remembering. That's how you make a memory map. I've used that.
Okay, well, part of the problem we're going to have here is we need to define resurrection in the first place because technically, when someone can be pronounced legally dead and they can still bring them back with medical means.
Okay, yeah, my nana's
It's a
legally
short
died 4
enough
times.
time there.
I know what you mean.
So,
that's not
are we
what I mean.
talking the proverbial biblical mythical 3 days in the grave and oh look he came back, or are we talking somebody's dead on a table for 5 minutes and they managed to shock his ass back to health?
Not the last one. Definitely not the last one. That's boring. I was talking more about the
3
sense
days your brain is just
the sense of consciousness itself. That's more of where I was sitting at. Just the understanding of, like, well, I can't believe I just said like. God, I hate that word. So many better words. For lack of a better quick understanding, I don't have research in front of me and I'm very high. Energy, it can't be destroyed, and consciousness itself can't really be equivocated yet under our science. And so like, I've heard crazy theories like, what if when you die you don't see residual energy, like your body does go cold. Like, okay, so if this world's not full of our souls, what if another one is? Either life's not real and you're gonna die, and the video game's over, and then it's whatever the owner of the PS4 playing us gets to do does. Seems unrealistic, but then again, there's as many facts for why reality exists as there is facts for why it doesn't. It's a 50-50. There is no one more than the other. Literally, it's scary, but that's the truth. And
The Matrix is a real thing.
you know, and so it's just very sketchy. Like I don't believe that everyone is a robot, but I believe that not everyone is a human. If that makes sense, you know what I mean. I'm not
Oh,
trying. Well, then wake up, bro. Like you're still you're preoccupied right now. I don't blame you for not trying to think about this shit, but um, like it's just very sketchy. Like you can't. Neither of you nor anyone you've ever met has ever been able to tell you how they truly felt. They took the brain and they knew it. They saw it. They felt it. They had an innate idea of what they wanted all in here, and then they decompressed that and built it up into a package to give to you somehow, whether it be physically or verbally, or contextually with writing or a product. Um, and then you use your subjectiveness and your rose color tint to the way you view things, as Chris would say, your rose colored glasses. And then you build the language and the sentences from what you're seeing, even if it's a sentence like there's more to be deciphered than the words there. Like you can just read it and be like, boom, all right, boom, I understand this. But like there's reason why there's an entire professions around studying handwriting. Like they can know whether you're male or female by how you write. They can know whether or not you had good or bad intentions. That's why a lot of serial killers use those newspaper clippings because you don't get anything from that. Like they're not going to discern whether or not you're this or that from newspaper clippings. That's just coincidence. What goes next to each other, more or less. And I'm sure there's even someone who can decipher something from that. So everything is very subjective, but it's just very weird. Like you can tell me you feel a way, but you can never prove it. Like even if from day one for 50 years you never break ties with someone, they're 50 years without having broken a tie. And now that seems very good in a span of 60 or 70 or 80. But like that's good for 50. To say that no one's ever been friends with someone for 50 years and then done them devastatingly bad would be I think saying that would be a mistake. Like it just shit happens. You can know someone from day one till the second day to the last, and you might be the dude who kills them. But just unlimited possibilities and
I'm just
unlimited
hearing a
uncertainties.
stream of consciousness come from you, Ricky.
I mean, I didn't make all this shit up. I think it's crazy. Like I've got myself figured out, and I'm looking
That
at the
was
world.
consciousness.
It sounded to me like it was. I mean,
Ish.
It made sense in the end. You doubled back and it worked out. And I
It
think
all
it's
makes
an
sense. I'm
interesting-
high and I'm rambling, but all of that to somewhat core to science. I mean, you whatever you think you believe, that doesn't mean it's true. Like that's this psychosomatic injuries that make you think a certain way. There's genetic deficiencies that make you act a certain way. Every single human is lacking in vitamins that cause you to act another way. Society's just
okay. So what are we defining as being true?
that's self-established. That's why we use the word subjective, and that's why we use the word alleged, because we think we know what you did, and we think we know what you do, but we don't. We just go by your actions and how you look and how our rose-colored glasses pick up on what you do. So like right now, if you tell me you're working as hard as you possibly can on your music, and you are, it makes no difference. Because like that's what you're telling me. So I don't need to go research you at home on your computer and see, well, is he? Like what you do in the dark by yourself, it is true to you because you're the one in the dark by yourself. But
My songs know what you did
when
in
I'm
the
in the
dark.
dark, when I'm in the dark by myself, never mind.
I'm just saying that like the truest part of who every person is, it can't be faked. Like it's what you're doing when no one else is around.
If you catch me in the dark by myself, I'm in a quarter with a bag of Fritos and a French onion dip, naked. That's what I'm doing.
Just, make sure you brush off the crumbs before you get into bed.
Dude, this bed's got so much dip on it.
Okay, TMI.
Just saying, you gotta get busy living. You're gonna get busy dying. I don't care about your bed conditions.
Is receptive to my bullshit today. It's just not happening. It's just straight up getting shot down. And
just the normal flow. You'll live.
Yeah.
You'll live. That's such a terrible way of thinking.
Why?
Fuck you, Chris.
No, I mean it's right. Like
I'm
it's
flattered, but no.
I
There you go. It's
a lot of things should be just dealt with because they are low level, but they should be dealt with in relativity to the things you're trying to do. Like if you're doing a job and you're a kind of contractor or a tradesman or I was just about to dox you, or you do what Chris does or Dante does, that there's pedestrians or bystanders who can interfere with your job, and you have to learn how to continue doing your job even though they're interfering. And understanding that means that to some degree you have to know how to act around bystanders and people like that. And that's has nothing to do with you, but it has a lot to do with how you react and move in and out with that. But once you have your job figured out and you know how to deal with other people, I think you got to use that same logic on yourself. 1 second, I locked the door.
I thought there was a reason for that.
They're putting Rambo into Mortal Kombat 11.
I know. I'm actually kind of excited. More excited for Milena and Rain, but Rambo should be fun.
Yeah, Rain was one of my favorite characters. I used to really like Rain.
Do you play mobile at all?
No.
Well, on mobile, they've got they just introduced into Faction Wars a new survival mode where you keep this. I mean, you can buy like health and whatever, but you have to keep going and finish the tower, and you get extra rewards for it. Plus, the whole PvP Faction Wars thing. One of the possibilities in their packs now is Noob Saibot.
I don't know anything about the mobile version, but what I can tell you is that I like Noob Saibot. I think he's a cool character.
If you can play him, he's OP.
I mean, in 11, I haven't played 11 in a long time because I got the Switch version and it's like a fucking garbage port. I mean, it's a terrible, terrible port of the game.
Nintendo just wasn't meant to deal with certain games. They really weren't.
I was just talking about how Assassin's Creed looks amazing on it, and it has nothing to do with Nintendo. It has to do with the fact that certain people don't want to put in the time to make good Switch ports, and they want to sell you garbage. And I bought garbage, unfortunately. So I'm not going to buy the PS5 version of Mortal Kombat 11 because they don't give a fuck at all.
I already have it for the PS4. I'm not going to buy it again for anything. It's either going to be backwards compatible and I'm going to be able to play it, or I'm not going to be able to play it and I'm just not going to deal with it.
You can play PS4 games on PS5.
Well, that'll be helpful because I'm not getting the PS5 yet anyway. I'm waiting until it's been out for a minute. All the bugs are worked out. Nobody's hacking into the brand new fucking system anymore.
Why don't you let me just help you build a PC and then you'll have a god console? Just for the price of a PS4 and a little, you could have something that would rip that apart.
Let me think.
Well,
Oh
because
yeah, that's right.
fucking we're
Because I
not.
can get a PlayStation 5 for a fraction of what you're talking about spending on a PC. Number one. Number two, I'm very capable of building one on my own because I have actually taken classes and can build a PC on my own. And three, I don't want a PC for gaming. If I want a PC if I'm going to game on a PC, it's going to be to play Magic or to play Warcraft, and I'm not getting back into Warcraft because I will lose myself completely. So
Man,
console's
Warcraft
dead.
Remastered was terrible, man. That was what a disappointment.
I don't know. Some people, you see that's one of those things. Some people like it and some people don't. I would probably be able to get back into it and love it because I started near the beginning. I know
StarCraft
somebody else
Remastered
who
was
got it and
fine.
was just talking about how awesome it is and how they have the same problem. They have problems getting out of it. Sit there and you wake up first thing in the morning and you're playing Warcraft and playing with your friends and your guild and running through, and next thing you know, you're face planting the keyboard because that's what it does. It sucks you in and you lose track of everything.
I mean, it sounds like you had a habit. I mean, like, you got to mitigate it, man. You can get high at a party, but you can't get high every day, every day, every day, every day, forever.
Ricky, unfortunately has become one of those internet people that, like, every time you bring up video games, they're like, what kind of PC do you have? And you say you're not on a PC, and they call you a scumbag. Ricky's become one of those people, but
It
like
has nothing. It
in our
has
waking
nothing to do
real
with that. But like
lives.
the thing that Dante, you and me are about the same age, so I can say this to you. You are so out of your depth. Like, I got a mod software for Call of Duty to fuck around because I ran into a guy who had
you
it.
cheat in Call of
Hey,
Duty.
I'm talking. So thanks, bud. But your temperament is irritated. But for a decade, I played on console. Okay, I received money, won tournaments, played against people who actually make a living off this shit, and won and lost and cried and bled and did push-ups for negative KDs. I've been around the loop. Okay, but with my eyes closed and with one hand on any console, I'll smack anyone's face entry level on Call of Duty. Like, my warm-up stats are affiliate level. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but if you do something for 10 years and you're not good at it, stop fucking doing it. So, like, I got mod software because I built a PC, ran into a guy who had it. He told me, yo, $5, you can play around for a week. And I did. And it was fucking awesome because I played for 10 years legit. And it was unattainable.
For everybody you were playing with.
Oh, boo-hoo, I'm worried about them existentially. You can leave a game, you know that, and start a new game. I wasn't in every lobby. There's billions of lobbies. All right, I'm one guy. If they had better hacking parameters, I wouldn't be able to hack. That's like saying, oh, he shouldn't be able to have loud skateboard wheels. Make the
That is
side.
a horrible argument. That's a horrible argument because because this one company was allowed to get their software out there and make it work. I'm allowed to.
I can show you. I hate Twitter. And eventually we'll have a Twitter for this podcast, but right now we don't. And I can show you 3 or 4 different people on 3 or 4 different systems. One of them being Tarkov, an amazing first-person shooter game, out of this world. Even the creator of the game has said that cheaters are to some degree healthy because cheaters pay for so many copies of the game that they give them enough money to make a better game. And although maybe that makes the dude getting killed by the cheater a little unhappy, like I said, morally, I sleep fine at night. And
Tarkov isn't made by Activision.
I didn't say Activision.
Right, but Activision has the money to fucking put it into the game. It has no, like, the people that buy it to cheat are a fraction. It used to not even be.
What do you mean the people who buy it to cheat are a fraction? That's just wrong. I don't need to give you 1,000 reasons.
Be a point
that's
to
just
buying
wrong.
the PC version until, like, what was it? What was the first one? I think it was Infinite Warfare was like the first one. I could be wrong, but I think it was Infinite Warfare was the first one on PC since, like, Call of Duty 2 that actually ran at any, like, usable capacity. So
No.
the PC people haven't been here for very long.
I don't know. I've learned to take what you say with a grain of salt. I love you, but you're very critical. You've talked about 5 games in the last 10 minutes and you've neglected 3 of them being good. And they're multi-million-dollar games from good companies. You know, just some stuff is not for some people and some stuff is for other people. Like, not a lot of people like RuneScape. I keep telling mad people about that. And they're like, that's the slowest, stupidest, clickety-click, dumb game.
Right,
How
but
do you...
you're the guy that's over here being like, oh, well, why would you buy a PS5?
And I have logic for that. Like, you want to keep like being like, oh, well, why
I
would
want
you
to play
do
the
that?
new Spider-Man game.
I'm good for you. If it's only on PS5, then that's the pair of shoes you got to put on to do that. I'm not mad at you for that. Okay, so have your Spider-Man fucking fun. Okay, I love Spider-Man. I'm not against Spider-Man or PS5. I had a PS4. It was my favorite console. I got rid of it because I paid $200 a month for internet. I was hardwired 10 feet from my router, and I was lagging. And I called PS4. They wouldn't claim any negligence. I called my wireless company for 40 hours in a week. I was assured by Advanced Tech, all my advanced network settings were open in my router, and everything was done. And the problem was the PS5. Its Ethernet capacity compared to the Xbox was lesser than. My internet was so good that it was flooding it somehow, and I couldn't explain it. My neighbor had an Xbox, didn't lag. I paid hundreds of dollars for internet, and I did. And it made no sense. He was wireless. I wasn't. So I even had him off it, and I still lagged. But the bottom line was I got rid of my PS4 because my internet problem. Bought an Xbox again. But I love consoles. I love the PS4 even a little bit more than the Xbox. So like I'm not against it. I'm against spending a lot of money every year, especially as a dad now. Like you start to understand income when you have a kid, and so as far as investments go, if I were to map to you how much money I've spent on consoles, the games, the memberships, the remotes, the headsets, everything, it's more than my PC because I could
Hold on.
I could no
As a dad,
That's a
you're
strange
worrying
argument.
about money, and yet you're
fractional.
sitting next to what is a $2,000-$3,000 computer that you built with all these bells and whistles.
Well, his
As a
argument
dad,
is that
you
it's
probably didn't
his
need because
argument.
you could have put that money into your family. I mean, that's the
That's
argument
a
you're
little
making.
left field,
Then
Chris. That I don't know if that
this is my
argument
business here,
needs to
buddy
come
boy.
in here.
I get to write off a third of
We
this.
don't need to
$3
bring
grand.
any of
I
that
get to
in
write off
here.
$1,000 of this. You want to know why? Because I can prove it's overall. I can't even think of the proper word. This is all.
My point
is
is not that there was something wrong with what you were doing because you know
I don't
me.
care
You
if you
do
think there's
what you got to
something
do
wrong.
for you. My point is don't use that in an argument with something else when you did this.
I'm right
That's my
though.
own
Hey,
point.
you got a PS? Hey, fuck the PS5.
No, dude.
You like Uncharted? You like Uncharted?
It has
Are
to
you
do.
stupid? You like Uncharted?
No, seriously, chill. Like it has to do with the money spent.
You stupid.
That's the thing you guys are missing here.
You got M.2 in that thing?
Like you fucking you're out of your mind because I've been buying
You sound
consoles.
Okay, no, we would have to be that to be hanging out with you in the first place. And you know this. And it goes the other way, so don't think I'm singling you out. I know damn well I'm not necessarily the most normal person on the planet. You got to be a little touched to want something to do with me. I get that.
You're not hurting my feelings.
God of War? What the fuck is that?
You're y'all do you. Like you guys aren't separate financial brackets, and I'm on my own. That's not on either of yours. So you're older than us, Chris, and you have more established things going on. Your kids are within 10 years of me almost and stuff like that. So like we're in a different bracket. And you and me, Dante, I've never you have more square footage in your span of your camera than I've had in any house I've lived in my life. Okay, so like we're all in different brackets here, but I can assure you that the amount of money I've spent on this and the 3 or 4 games I have downloaded over the span of the next 10 years, minus like me swapping out GPUs, is less than consoles. Because
but you can't minus swapping out GPUs because that's something that you decided to do to keep up with modern games.
No, it has nothing to do with keeping up, dude. You're out of here. I can run 4K at 100 FPS. Keeping up, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, like you're saying that it's cheaper
It
overall to have a
100% is.
PC.
I did like a 6-hour spreadsheet. I can get a notebook and show you every dollar added together between my understanding of what it would take to buy the next console, buy all the games I want, because I have nothing right now. I have no feasible way to get into console gaming again. So I'd need everything. And to buy the console, to buy this, understanding a console only lasts 3 to 4 years until there's a new one, and then like understanding it all.
Console lifespan is about 7 years.
But
I think it was
and it's a
7
lot
for
more
this
than
one.
that, because I can't run a business on a console. Like your PS5s, I hate to say it, but nothing you ever do on it, unless you're a streamer, is going to be worth it technically. Like, it's existentially healthy and it's fun,
Video game.
but that's what I'm saying. It's a video game, but you're a musician, so like unless you're gonna start streaming and getting paid to play video games, anything you're doing that's not business. It's recreational. And like I love consoles, and for 10 years I may
How is you playing video games on a PC not recreational?
I think you're missing the conceptuality of what I'm talking about. This can do business. A
I think you're
PS5
missing the
can.
Right, but
conceptuality of the word
this machine that
conceptuality.
I'm on right now, this machine is where I do business. Over there, where that couch is, I don't know if you can see the TV barely in this frame.
I think we've already discussed.
That's where I have fun.
We're in different brackets.
Two different things.
And I just said to you, like, from where I'm sitting, I had no PC 7 months ago and no console stuff. And I made a spreadsheet, which I know I've said 7 times now. And I don't think like you guys are getting that. I did the math.
No, I'm getting it.
I'm positive I'm right. Your opinions are null and void. This, if I didn't want, like, this RGB didn't need to be here. I could have saved like $600 on RGB. I did that for fun, for sure.
I'm gonna stop you right here, because if I hear my opinion is null and void one more time, I'm gonna shut my computer down. I'm fucking out.
That's his best straw man argument.
Because we're not doing that anymore. If you want us
wrong.
here with you, hanging out, talking like this, like friends, and doing what we're going to be doing here, the last thing out of your mouth now or ever needs to be, your opinion doesn't mean shit. Do we understand each other?
I didn't mean in general.
No.
Just
You
no,
said it, period. It can't be taken back. We're not doing that. Period.
I'm talking about in relativity to what I'm talking about.
Or I'm walking.
No, it's very
We're not
disrespectful,
doing that
Ricky.
shit. Ever.
I agree with Chris.
Friends do not ever say that shit to each other. And business partners certainly don't. So I don't care which end of this you're looking at that from. We're not doing that again.
I play characters, and I'm not going to apologize for taking an angle. Everything I said, I do believe with my PC. I'm sick of wasting money on console parts. And from where I was talking about, I don't take back what I said. Like, I care about both of you. You're both very much my friends. But if you can't take a joke about me saying that your opinions are null and void, I care about both of you. I can pull up texts of me asking you how both of you are in the last 36 hours. So if you want to get tight and angly about what I say when I say it from a character angle on a podcast, that's up to you. But I do care about both of you, but in no way am I going to watch what I say, because I didn't mean it in the way you took it. So, like, it's, if you want to be PC, oh, he said a mean word, go for it. But I didn't insult your character, your personality, or your diligence as a human. I just disagree with you wholeheartedly. And so I'm talking from that angle.
Well, you can disagree all day. I can disagree all day. I've never once told you your opinion was null and void.
And if you did, I wouldn't care. So,
I won't,
stop. Like,
because
we didn't have a friendship contract that said if I said that, we weren't friends. I didn't mean it in all aspects. I meant it in this aspect.
All right, boys. I'm gonna let you hash it out. I don't have much of a stake in this race, because every time Ricky's pisses me off, I tell him. And that's what you're doing right now, but I feel like it's you guys' thing. And I'm just going to let you.
So you just agreed with me, and you're going to run? Okay.
No, I agree. I agree with you, but